Sunshine FM. Our next guest joining us tonight is Dale Duncan. Dale, thank you very much for joining us. And there's just something about this song that tells a story, but your melody is so bright and happy as well.
Yeah, thanks, Trace. Great to talk to you again. So excited. Yeah, look, the song itself, The Hand That Held the Reins, it was a beautiful song, and it was given to me, and I keep saying my new album, but it's actually nearly 2 years old now, Back to the Bush album. When we found out that I was writing songs for that, I actually co-wrote this with a friend of mine, and The Hand That Held the Reins is about his friend. A bloke by the name of Tony Sargent wrote the song, and that's where the story came from. His friend was up in Queensland, and he was a champion bronc rider, probably around about 50 or 60 years ago. Buddy Tyson was his name, and when I sing it at country festivals now, and I bring that name up, especially around the Queensland area, there's a lot of old cowboys that know the name of Buddy Tyson. When he got a little bit older, old Buddy went down and tried to help some of these young cowboys, and it was really funny that, you know, some of these younger blokes that didn't know Buddy, they'd look at him as if he was just this old man and he didn't really know what he was talking about, but little did they know, at some stage Buddy was the champion of Queensland back in his day. So, you know, the thing that I got out of that song was just that you can't judge a book by its cover, and so many times when you're travelling around Australia and you might call into the smallest little pub in the smallest little country town, there's always that cowcocky sitting at the bar, and, you know, he looks like he's lived 200 lives and he's got the old cowboy hat on. And sometimes you do judge. Sometimes you look at him and go, oh, you know, the poor fellow, he might have down on his luck, but you just never know what he's done in his life. I had someone say to me once, you know, is the words wrong, because shouldn't it be the hands that held the rein? And it's not until you tell the story of this man being a rodeo rider and a bronc and a bull rider that it wasn't his hands, it was his hand that held the reins, and you know, he did a great job. But my favourite line in the whole song is that one where it says that he's forgotten more than this new generation that's coming through. It says that he's forgotten more than they'll ever know. And I just think that's so true with elderly people today. You know, like you can... I just think, you know, a lot of them are just walking libraries, aren't they? And isn't it great that as a young person you just want to go and you can just, you know, tip away and they can tell you some beautiful stories.
Oh, you can sit there for hours and listen, and you really can.
One of the funny stories is during the Country Music Week here in Tamworth, I had a good mate come up from Sydney. He's always grown up in, you know, the eastern suburbs and thinks that he's lived life. But, you know, he's sipping down there on his lattes and seeing the beach every day. He came up and we walked into this little pub, and there was a couple of old men just sitting at the bar, and they had their old, you know, cowboy hat on and the old Wranglers, and they were filthy. And I said to him, now listen, what you want to do is go up and buy that bloke a beer. We don't know him from a bar of soap. Go and buy him a beer and sit down and just listen to what he has to say and listen and learn type of thing. And he had quite a good time. About 6 beers later, they're still gibbering on, you know.
For those who haven't got the album yet, how are they going to do that, Dale?
Well, look, they can go to any major record shop around Australia, but I still like to do it the old personal way. I don't know, call me an old fuddy-duddy, but look, if I can give you a post office box, you know what, I love receiving letters and personal requests for the album, because then what I can do is I can write personally back to every single person that orders an album, and then I can sign the album, and sometimes I have a little few knickknacks like, you know, stubby holders and caps and things like that that's sitting around, and every now and then I'll often throw one in a bag and send it off.
You better give us that P.O. box then.
Okay, so look, if someone wants the album, if they can send down $20 plus $5 for postage, they can send that to Dale Duncan, Post Office Box 3182, West Tamworth, New South Wales, 2340.
Okay, so we have Dale Duncan, P.O. Box 3182, West Tamworth, 2340.
Yes, that's correct, yeah. Otherwise, if they don't want to go to that much trouble, they can normally just go to their normal record shop, and if they haven't got it, they can order it in.
And if you haven't grabbed a pen, you can always grab Dale on Facebook and ask him for that P.O. Box address again. Dale Duncan, here is The Hand That Held the Reins.
He held his memories in the hand that held the reins.